Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Savage Bites. This week's offering is entitled #WishYouWereMe. It was inspired by a pair of famous Instagram travel influencers I follow. The story was born out of me just daydreaming about how I could work a horror story into that milieu in a fun and unique way. I hope you like how it turned out. If you like this episode and would like to support my channel, please hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. But most of all, please share the link with any horror and creepypasta fans you know. Okay, on with the story. #WishYouWereMe. Zach twitched his pec muscles in the mirror, a self-satisfied half-smile playing across his lips. Behind him, Gloria stretched languidly on white satin sheets, diminutive against the expanse of the king-size Kachinchin bed tented beneath drooping muslin. Zach was lean and athletic, with a perfect even tan and that quintessentially millennial beach bum look. A look that required more maintenance than he would ever admit to his millions of followers. To them, it appeared effortless. And it was meant to. It was just one facet of the fantasy he was pimping. Shit, it was a hell of a lot better than fitting discount carpets in tarted up council houses for £9 an hour back in bloody Coventry. Gloria slid off the bed and joined him at the mirror. Nature had been kind to Gloria. Her lithe figure had been a genetic windfall that she had capitalized on many times. Now at 28, she'd discovered that from here on in, she'd have to work to keep it. But that was a small price to pay for the high-flying lifestyle the two had, through shrewdness and luck, carved out for themselves in the turbulent world of social media.
"What's on the itinerary for today?"
she inquired sleepily.
"A nice little hike into the bush. I want to find that lagoon the concierge was talking about last night. It sounded pretty sweet. Might be a good place for a shoot,"
said Zach, grinning wolfishly into the mirror.
"Here, get this bug spray on. We don't want any mozzie bots on that perfect little arse. There's only so much I can do with Photoshop."
2 hours later, the two found themselves picking their way among thick foliage along a narrow game trail. Morning sunlight filtered down through the canopy, painting the rich flora with a shifting patina. The air was alive with the whir of insects, with chirrups and whoops, with chattering and squawking, the noise and activity of wildlife, who remained, for the most part, elusive, save for a half-glimpsed flurry of feathers amid the branches, or the sudden, inquisitive little face of a monkey. At length, the pair emerged from the trees onto a thin strip of sandy beach that edged a glimmering turquoise lagoon. This was the place they'd been told about. A secret glade, hemmed in on all sides by a rampart of cliffs and dense jungle. Across the placid mirror of the lagoon, a picturesque waterfall tumbled down from the cliff top to ripple the surface of the water with a subdued roar. A foamy surf ebbed and flowed lazily on the shore at their feet as the pair cast off their sandals, indicating that the lagoon was, by some means, in communication with the ocean. The trek had been worth it. This was exactly what they'd come all this way to find. A hidden, unspoilt sanctuary. A dream of Eden. A golden age movie set made real. Every detail, every towering hardwood, every bluff and contour of rocks, perfectly curated by the greatest production designer of all, nature herself. They would be the first to photograph it. They would make it famous, and in turn, it would raise their profile to new heights. It didn't take Zach long to set up the camera on its tripod. The two spent the next hour or so cavorting on the beach, running through their practiced repertoire of poses for the camera, staring wistfully into the middle distance, the Kama Sutra positions, running hand in hand along the shore in gleeful abandon, the routine proceeding like clockwork. Across the lagoon, something moved ponderously beneath the waterfall, watching them at their play. Something that had dwelt here in quiet isolation for centuries untold. The thing was very old, a survivor from an earlier age, an age of giants. It had lived here, in exile, beyond its own time, and beyond the realm of those who had once before encroached on its secret enclave. Those earlier interlopers had been driven off in a welter of blood. That had been long ago. Now they were back, here, polluting this sacred place with their stink and their clamour. In the dim recesses of that primordial brain, a long dormant rage was rekindled. Half a world away, and a week later, Bill McGrath, veteran news anchor at KNC, waits impatiently as a nervous flunky applies the finishing touches to his makeup, a scowl of derision creasing his once chiseled features. Off camera, the agitated floor manager mimes the silent countdown to air. 3, 2, 1. The red light atop the teleprompter winks into life, and Bill's habitual grimace of disdain brightens into that disarming, self-assured smile that has beguiled his public for more than 20 years. Good evening, America, and welcome to the evening news. I'm Bill McGrath. Our top story tonight: a spate of mysterious disappearances has forced the closure of one of Southeast Asia's premier luxury vacation resorts. A spokesman for the beleaguered Serendipity Hotel Group, whose stock plummeted this morning on the Nasdaq, held a press conference within the last hour. Let's go there now. In a bustling hotel conference hall, amid an eruption of staccato camera flashes, a suited female figure takes the stand before a seething mass of excited reporters. She composes herself, then begins to speak.
The board of Serendipity Inc. met in an emergency summit earlier today and have taken the regretful decision to temporarily close the Takari Island Resort. We are working closely with local police and rescue services in a round-the-clock search for those of our guests who are currently missing, and I would like to take this opportunity to extend our deepest sympathies to the relatives and friends. The thoughts and prayers of the whole Serendipity family go out to them at this difficult time.
Reporters jostle with one another, shouting questions as the spokeswoman abruptly turns to leave. Back in the studio, the news anchor sets a sheaf of papers on his desk before raising his steely blue eyes to camera. The luxury resort chain has come under close scrutiny over the last several days amid reports that disappearances at the resort in question have indeed been going on for months. Further claims suggest that incidents have been deliberately covered up by senior management. When asked at the press conference, their spokesperson declined to comment. More on this story from our Asia correspondent, Kimmy Schonderheim. Kimmy? The young Asian-American reporter composes a practiced look of concern as she faces the camera, an idyllic palm-fringed beach stretching away to the azure horizon behind her.
Thanks, Bill. This story broke when influential Instagram celebrities Jack Minster and Gloria McCabe failed to arrive for an engagement at a resort in Khao Lak, Thailand earlier this week. Zach, a former carpet fitter turned internet superstar, and his longtime girlfriend shot to fame with their popular travel blog, #WishYouWereMe. The couple have a regular column in Condé Nast magazine and over 7 million followers on photo-sharing app Instagram, some of whom first raised suspicions that something may have befallen the high-flying couple when their accounts were not updated for several days subsequent to their arrival at the Takari Island Resort. So far, the couple have not been found.
The reporter steps to one side to allow a shortish-looking man in a police uniform join her in front of the camera.
I'm joined now by local police chief Sajik Nakatarian. Sir, what can you tell us?
Yes, the search and rescue operation is well underway. This morning we have drafted in many officers from the mainland to help us conduct the more thorough investigation. As we speak, teams of officers are combing the local area in and around the resort complex. Later today, as more men arrive, we will enlarge the search deeper into the bush. We have high hopes that the missing guests will be found alive and well.
Do you have any information at this time as to the possible reason for these mysterious disappearances?
He frowns and shakes his head apologetically, glancing furtively off camera before answering.
No, we do not.
Well, thank you, Officer Nakatarian.
Kimmy glances off screen with a curt nod, her left hand beckoning discreetly. She glances back to camera.
Now we are going to speak exclusively to a member of staff from the Takari Resort itself. She wishes to remain anonymous. Ma'am, what can you tell our viewers?
Kimmy extends the microphone off screen, and a thin female voice with a thick accent cuts in.
These are not the first to go missing. Many have been lost. It started with the staff. The first I know for certain was a maid. She disappeared 4 months ago while cleaning one of Jungle Villa. not long after the resort opened. But I have heard that there were disappearances even before that among the construction worker.
A bearded man in a dirty red t-shirt interrupts her, pushing his way in beside the reporter and seizing the microphone. His dark, red-rimmed eyes stare wide as he leans in unnervingly close to the camera, as the reporter struggles in vain to retrieve her microphone.
I told them not to build it here. I told them, but they wouldn't listen. They said I was a suspicious fool. They call me crazy when I warned them of the demon.
2 police officers appear behind him, grasping the struggling man as he fights to stay on camera. As he is dragged away, he shouts,
Why did they think the island had been left deserted for 1,000 years? Those people, they will not be found alive.
Back in the studio, the news anchor stares dubiously into the camera. Well, there you have it, folks. Mysterious disappearances at a luxury Asian vacation resort. And it looks to me as though the police may already have their prime suspect in custody. Bill's animated face relaxes into a smug, self-satisfied smile before he speaks again. And now, for the weather.